Hi y'all, I'm celebrating spring by hitting a big ugly square rock on camera, so there you go. This has been previously hit, but it was a long time ago, and there was a point in time when I thought that was cool and a good sign, and since then I've come to believe that when things were previously hit and stopped, then that can be a sign of bad things. You know what I mean? Okay, we're in. We're in like Flynn. Alright. How bad is it? Pretty dusty looking. Dusty and dry looking. Not a good sign, but when they're still big, pretty easy to manage. As it gets smaller, the situation can become worse. This rock looks pretty wide, but with this amount of thickness, it's still kind of a challenge to dump it. And I think I'm going to try and start it in several places if I can, to give me the jump on not having to go all the way around it from just one point of initiation. One of the big problems in working something like this is you just to try and bevel off the thickness, you can just end up with big, huge bevels. I pushed on that one a little bit to make it wrap a little and not be so steep. You can end up with real big bevels that are hard to manage because they encroach too much as you start to come in, and you end up with a lot of steepness as you're coming in, which makes it harder to dump thickness. And one of the main reasons that I'm not hitting particularly well is that I haven't videoed in a long time, and so therefore it's messing me up because I'm trying to think about what to say at the same time as I'm hitting. I'm going to go with a big lead filled a little bit, which is probably not a great idea, but I need to be paying more attention if I'm staying in the frame. I'm going ahead and just trying to zigzag, but I'm pushing a little bit to not have it be so horribly. That was an old problem. I mean, I didn't do that. You can see how the color change right there is indicative of an issue there. So it failed and started going into a crack and then leaped and kicked off that. You can see the crack comes on down here. So that's something to deal with, because what we're going to end up with is that crack. I don't know how deep it goes, but assuming it goes pretty deep, I'm just going to have another big square end and edge and lose some length in the process. So, but oh well, nothing you can do about it. play the hand you're dealt. So, looks like there's another crack in there. Ow! When it's tough rock, you can either go harder or faster, but don't just keep bonking on it if it's not working. Use your hand in that case to wrap that. You know, just had my hand kind of softly under it. I wasn't really pushing hard. I wasn't really trying to sink it that much, but it just helps it wrap. Helps it not be so steep and helps it run farther. And be real careful if you ever hit like this, because if you miss, you might be missing the top half of your finger, which would really be a bad thing. Might slow you down for a week even. Maybe longer. Yeah, this is definitely not going to be a great video, but try not to concern yourself with it from my standpoint, because I do okay. I just, like I say, haven't done it in a while on camera. That was bad. That's probably my punishment for saying I do okay. Let's step down a bit and hope. The problem when you step down in the weight is, yeah, you get more speed, but that blew up because of this crack, this big old long crack. I guess I will try and hit this other side and see if I can get space over here and then come back and hit that way into the crack, because it looks like it goes real deep here. So I'm probably just gonna lose that whole thing and get a little Gary drill out of this whole big rock. But I'm trying to get a bunch of weight off here. I'm sort of shocking it, see if it comes apart. There it is. And you can see from the water line that the limonite staining on here, the stain comes right down to the middle. So it wouldn't have been good to try and work down to the, you know, and just have that thin layer left on this side, trying to get all that straightened out and have decent contour. So it is what it is. Judge me if you will, but when in doubt, I always blame the rock. Always. You know why? Because the rock don't care, so why shouldn't I blame it? I do care, the rock doesn't. Put the blame where it doesn't matter. I don't do that with people. It's not y'all's fault that if I don't do well. It does mess me up when you cough while I'm swinging around. This is not anywhere close to my best rock. I really need to add an addition to the house for rock. die faces. Dang! See, that's the problem with going light. Alright. Dang, y'all. That was kind of insane. I mean, I hit that hard. It's always disconcerting when you hit something very hard and nothing happens. And you didn't even apparently damage it, you know? The reason that I'm scrubbing it like I am is because I don't want, this is very tough rock, hard rock. I don't want the edge to fail, and I'm hitting it with a big solid, which the slowness of it is better because it's big, but it is a solid, so it's more brittle than a bopper. And I don't want it to do that. You might think that's because I don't know what I'm doing and I struck at the wrong angle. You would be incorrect. I do know what I'm doing. I struck at an okay angle. However, the edge failed a tiny bit prematurely, and as the power was being delivered into it, it hinged down a tiny bit and kicked up a tiny bit and rolled out with that hinge. So sometimes you think your sights are off, and in actuality your edge prep was off or something. And that wouldn't have happened if I'd used a lead filled, but on the other hand, you know, the lead filled might not would have taken the fight. Because, you know, so anyway, that's my story, and it's the only story I got. So whatever you think of it, I'm still sticking with it. Yep. Gonna try and, well, hang on. See if we can up our chances of success. So I strengthen there. I'm just scraping it a little there to mess it up, to make it thinner and weaker there. So then I'm going to put the mojo on it. That right there, that's dorsal ridge abrasion. You saw it here first. Here we go. Didn't work. I'm so depressed. It failed. Probably should have tried the solid. Or I could have gotten really crazy and selected a better rock to hit on camera so I wouldn't be horribly embarrassed. Horribly embarrassed. My status as a lithic influencer is going down the tubes as we speak. This is what it's looking like. Terrible, huh? I bet you think I can't fix it. Are we betting that? You think I can't fix it? Well, I'm going to shut up for a minute, concentrate on what I'm doing, and see what I can do. Got it memorized? Okay. Little crack in there, water stained. I try to just knock a tiny bit beside it over there to turn it to this other side, but there's a little crack that goes in there too. Pushed hard on that bump because I was hitting almost straight down, so the angle was absolutely wrong. Crack is still there. Needed a little bit of luck on that. Wifey's home. Tough old rock. Trying to get the little hinge off. Hinge is gone. Crack is failing right there a little bit. Cut that off. That's just a defect. Right where I need to be though to get that other hinge. Got most of that hinge off there as far as lowering it. That would be a perfect hit for an indirect. Mean rock. But hey, I hit something on camera. Bye.